My business partner told me military commitments were slowing down development when he explained via encrypted email that he had sold our cybersecurity application to our primary competitor for $2.8 million during my 6-month deployment in Kuwait. My name is Captain Douglas Hamilton, 41 years old, software engineer with 15 years of military and civilian development experience, specializing in defense-grade cybersecurity applications. I had co-developed our proprietary cybersecurity platform using classified algorithms from my previous Pentagon assignment, maintaining comprehensive documentation and security clearances for all code components. When Trevor Mills explained that market timing required immediate action during my overseas deployment, I simply replied, "Congratulations on successfully navigating the acquisition process." What Mills didn't realize was that my military security protocols required systematic documentation of all proprietary code development, creating an unbreakable audit trail that would expose his unauthorized claims of ownership over classified defense-related intellectual property. The notification came through secure military email while I was reviewing network security protocols for our forward operating base in Kuwait. Mills had sent a brief message explaining that TechSecure Industries had approached him with an acquisition offer that couldn't wait for my return from deployment. "Douglas, the cybersecurity market is moving rapidly, and TechSecure's offer represents optimal timing for monetizing our development work," Mills wrote in his characteristically corporate tone. "Your military deployment schedule creates constraints that prevent us from capitalizing on current market conditions." I reviewed the message while coordinating cybersecurity measures for our base network infrastructure, noting the urgent timing and Mills's evasive language about technical specifications. "Trevor, can you provide details about the specific code modules and algorithms included in the acquisition?" I responded through encrypted military channels. Mills's reply arrived 6 hours later, with explanations that seemed designed to avoid technical specifics. "Douglas, the acquisition includes our complete cybersecurity platform with all associated algorithms and security protocols. TechSecure's technical team conducted comprehensive due diligence and approved all code components." The response raised immediate concerns. Mills was discussing technical transfer of algorithms that included classified defense-related encryption methods, requiring explicit government approval for commercial use. "Which specific algorithms were included in the technical transfer documentation?" I asked during our scheduled encrypted video call. Mills appeared uncomfortable on the secure video link, avoiding direct eye contact while reviewing printed documents. "Douglas, TechSecure's legal team handled all technical transfer requirements. The acquisition includes everything we've developed over the past 3 years." I maintained professional courtesy, while internally noting Mills's reluctance to discuss specific technical components that formed the core of our application's competitive advantages. "I understand. What timeline did TechSecure establish for technical transition and security clearance transfers?" Mills gathered his papers with visible irritation. "Douglas, your military deployment prevents hands-on involvement in the transition process. I've handled all technical documentation and legal requirements to ensure smooth acquisition completion." I thanked Mills for managing the business aspects during my deployment and ended the call. Then I immediately contacted the base legal office about intellectual property rights and partnership agreement compliance. The military legal assistance officer, Major Jennifer Patterson, reviewed my preliminary concerns and immediately recognized potential violations of both partnership agreements and military security protocols. "Captain Hamilton, if your partner transferred classified or defense-related algorithms without proper authorization, he may have violated federal security regulations in addition to partnership agreement terms," Major Patterson explained. "The documentation I maintained through military security protocols included comprehensive records of every algorithm development phase, security classification levels, and required authorization procedures for commercial use. Major, our cybersecurity platform incorporates proprietary encryption methods that I developed during my Pentagon assignment," I explained. "These algorithms require government approval before any commercial transfer or licensing. The classified security protocols I had followed during development created detailed audit trails that tracked every code modification, authentication signature, and security clearance requirement." Your military documentation provides comprehensive evidence of intellectual property ownership and security classification, Major Patterson noted. We need to immediately verify whether proper clearance procedures were followed for commercial transfer. The automated version control systems I had implemented tracked every code modification with timestamps, developer authentication, and security classification markers that would expose unauthorized changes. What I discovered during the first hour of analysis was sufficient evidence to request immediate legal intervention and federal security review. The version control log showed that Mills had been systematically modifying core security algorithms during my deployment, attempting to remove my authentication signatures and security classification markers from critical code modules. Mills has been systematically altering classified code components to obscure their defense-related origins, I documented. His unauthorized modifications violate both partnership agreements and federal security protocols. The technical evidence revealed not just business partnership violations, but potential federal crimes involving unauthorized transfer of classified defense technology to commercial entities. Major Patterson reviewed my preliminary evidence and immediately recommended comprehensive security review and potential criminal investigation. Captain Hamilton, unauthorized transfer of classified defense algorithms constitutes federal crimes that warrant immediate investigation, she advised. Your systematic documentation provides comprehensive evidence for both civil and criminal proceedings. Mills's confidence about the acquisition terms was about to encounter military legal assistance and federal security enforcement that would expose every aspect of his unauthorized intellectual property claims. Have you ever discovered that someone exploited your military deployment to steal classified intellectual property while you were serving overseas? Military security protocols create comprehensive documentation that protects both national security and individual property rights through established legal channels. My 15-year career, spanning both military and civilian software development, had been built on the foundation of defense-grade cybersecurity expertise and systematic documentation protocols that ensured optimal security while protecting intellectual property rights. The specialized knowledge I had developed through Pentagon assignments and classified defense projects represented years of advanced training in encryption methods and network security protocols that exceeded civilian industry standards. I had begun my software engineering career in 2009 as a second lieutenant in the Army's Cybersecurity Division, where I specialized in developing encryption algorithms and network protection systems for military communication networks and sensitive defense installations. Captain Hamilton's expertise in classified cybersecurity development provides advanced capabilities that exceed civilian industry standards, noted performance evaluation from Pentagon Cybersecurity Director Colonel Sarah Mitchell. The military training I had received included comprehensive instruction in intellectual property protection, security classification procedures, and documentation requirements that were essential for maintaining national security while enabling legitimate commercial development. Hamilton's systematic approach to security classification and IP documentation ensures compliance with federal regulations while supporting innovation, explained Classified Project Supervisor Major Robert Chen. The transition to civilian software development in 2018 had required careful coordination between military legal assistance and civilian intellectual property attorneys to ensure proper handling of classified knowledge and legitimate commercial applications. Trevor Mills had approached me in 2019 when I was developing commercial applications of non-classified cybersecurity methods that could serve both civilian and defense contractor markets. His background included 8 years as software project manager with regional technology companies, plus claimed expertise in business development and commercial marketing. Trevor's business development experience will complement your technical expertise in cybersecurity applications, I had reasoned when establishing our partnership agreement. Mills brought solid project management skills and demonstrated knowledge of commercial software markets, though his attitudes toward security protocols and documentation requirements had always created tension within my systematic approach to development oversight. Douglas, your military documentation requirements slow down commercial development cycles, Mills had complained regularly. Civilian markets move faster than defense contractor timelines. I had consistently explained that comprehensive documentation was essential for both security compliance and intellectual property protection in the heavily regulated cybersecurity industry. Trevor, cybersecurity applications require detailed documentation for regulatory compliance and security clearance verification, I would respond. Systematic protocols protect both our technology and our clients from security vulnerabilities. But Mills viewed military-grade documentation as bureaucratic obstacles rather than essential protection for both developers and clients in commercial cybersecurity markets. Excessive documentation prevents rapid iteration and market responsiveness, Mills had argued during development planning meetings. The cybersecurity application we had developed incorporated proprietary encryption algorithms that I had created during my Pentagon assignment, using non-classified methods that were approved for commercial development through proper military legal channels. Our cybersecurity platform provides defense-grade protection using commercially approved encryption methods I had documented during initial development planning. The application's competitive advantages included advanced threat detection, real-time network monitoring, and automated response protocols that exceeded civilian industry capabilities while remaining within commercial security classification limits. Hamilton Mills' cybersecurity platform delivers protection capabilities that approach military-grade security using commercially approved methods, industry analyst Patricia Newman had noted. But the most valuable components were the proprietary algorithms that I had developed using classified defense methods, then adapted for commercial use through comprehensive military legal review and declassification procedures. The core encryption methods represent genuine innovations in cybersecurity that provide sustainable competitive advantages, I had explained to Mills during partnership development. Mills had gradually been expressing frustration with what he characterized as constraints imposed by my military obligations and security clearance requirements. Douglas, your deployment schedule and security protocols limit our ability to pursue aggressive market expansion, Mills had complained during quarterly business reviews. I had consistently explained that military service and security clearance compliance were non-negotiable aspects of our partnership that actually enhanced our credibility with defense contractor clients. Trevor, our military connections and security clearance capabilities provide market access that civilian competitors cannot match, I would respond. But Mills viewed my military commitments as obstacles to rapid commercial growth, rather than strategic advantages that differentiated our cybersecurity platform from civilian competitors. Military deployment schedules conflict with critical business development opportunities, Mills had argued. The partnership agreement we had established included specific provisions for managing my military deployment obligations while protecting both partners' interests in intellectual property and business development. Our partnership structure accommodates military deployment requirements while ensuring continued business operations, I had documented during initial legal consultations. The intellectual property protections I had insisted upon included comprehensive documentation of my classified development background and required procedures for any commercial transfer or licensing of our proprietary algorithms. All proprietary algorithms developed by Captain Hamilton require military legal review before commercial transfer, our partnership agreement specified. Mills had apparently been studying these intellectual property provisions and military security requirements while planning to circumvent them during my overseas deployment. Mills's questions about intellectual property transfers and security clearance requirements suggest preparation for unauthorized commercial activities, I had noted in security documentation. The systematic documentation I maintained through military protocols was providing comprehensive evidence that would expose Mills's unauthorized claims while protecting both national security interests and my personal intellectual property rights. The classified development background that informed our commercial algorithms created legal complexities that Mills had apparently underestimated when planning his unauthorized acquisition negotiations. Have you ever maintained military security documentation that became essential for protecting intellectual property rights when civilian partners attempted unauthorized commercial transfers. Defense-grade documentation protocols provide comprehensive protection that exceeds civilian legal safeguards. The comprehensive investigation I conducted during my remaining weeks in Kuwait revealed that Mills's acquisition negotiation wasn't a spontaneous business opportunity, but a carefully planned scheme to exploit my military deployment for systematic theft of classified intellectual property, while claiming full ownership of algorithms he had no legal authority to transfer. My forensic analysis of version control systems and development documentation showed that Mills had been systematically studying my classified development background and security clearance requirements to identify optimal timing for unauthorized intellectual property claims. Mills's modification patterns accelerated during my deployment preparation period, I documented through secure military channels. His systematic code alterations suggest premeditated intellectual property theft, rather than routine development activities. The sophistication of Mills's scheme included coordination with TechSecure Industries' acquisition team to misrepresent the ownership and security classification of our proprietary algorithms, while I was unavailable to provide direct technical oversight. Mills provided false representations to TechSecure about intellectual property ownership and security clearance requirements, I noted in my security incident report. His systematic deception enabled unauthorized transfer of classified defense-related technology. But Mills had made critical errors that would expose his systematic fraud and create overwhelming evidence for both military legal action and federal security investigation. The automated version control systems I had implemented included mandatory authentication signatures and security classification markers that Mills could not remove without creating obvious evidence of unauthorized modification. Mills's attempts to remove my authentication signatures from classified algorithms created comprehensive audit trails of unauthorized access, I compiled. The technical evidence proves systematic intellectual property theft rather than legitimate business development. The military legal assistance team that Major Patterson assembled reviewed my expanded evidence and immediately recognized the systematic nature of Mills's security violations and potential federal crimes. Captain Hamilton, Mills's activities show classic patterns of unauthorized technology transfer involving classified defense methods, Major Patterson observed. The documented evidence proves deliberate violation of federal security statutes and partnership agreements. The technical methods Mills had used to facilitate his intellectual property theft included creating false development documentation that claimed independent creation of algorithms that were actually derived from my classified Pentagon work. Mills fabricated development timelines and technical specifications to support false ownership claims, I documented. His systematic falsification of intellectual property documentation constitutes fraud, in addition to security violations. The acquisition documentation that Mills had provided to TechSecure included technical specifications that revealed the classified origins of our encryption methods, creating immediate security concerns for the acquiring company. Mills's technical transfer documents contained classified algorithm specifications that require government approval for commercial use, I noted. His unauthorized disclosure created security violations affecting both companies. Most concerning was Mills's systematic access to my classified development files and Pentagon assignment documentation that he had been exploiting to understand the full scope of intellectual property he was attempting to steal. Mills accessed confidential military assignment records to identify valuable algorithms for unauthorized commercial transfer, I documented. His exploitation of classified information constitutes federal security crimes. The timeline analysis revealed that Mills's acquisition negotiations had begun immediately after my deployment orders were confirmed, suggesting systematic exploitation of my military service obligations. Mills initiated TechSecure contact within days of my deployment notification, I calculated. His timing proves systematic planning to exploit military absence rather than legitimate business opportunity. Major Patterson recommended immediate federal security investigation and comprehensive evidence preservation to prevent Mills from destroying records or completing unauthorized technology transfers. Captain Hamilton, We need immediate intervention to prevent additional security violations and protect classified defense technology, Major Patterson advised. Your documentation provides comprehensive evidence for federal investigation. The Federal Bureau of Investigation's Counterintelligence Division was notified about potential unauthorized transfer of classified defense technology to commercial entities without proper government approval. Mills's activities may constitute espionage or unauthorized technology transfer that threatens national security, FBI Special Agent Michael Torres explained during secure communication. The Department of Defense Inspector General's office initiated parallel investigation of potential security violations involving unauthorized commercial use of classified defense algorithms. Mills's acquisition negotiations involve technology that requires explicit government approval for commercial transfer, DoD investigator Jennifer Walsh reported. The evidence compilation I was providing included comprehensive documentation of Mills's systematic intellectual property theft, security violations, and fraudulent representations to commercial entities. Mills's documented activities violate federal security statutes, intellectual property laws, and partnership agreements, I noted in my formal complaint. The acquiring company's technical due diligence team was beginning to discover fundamental problems with Mills's ownership claims and the security classification of transferred algorithms. TechSecure's security audit identified classified defense methods that Mills had no authority to transfer, their legal counsel, Robert Kim, reported to federal investigators. The systematic documentation I had maintained through military protocols was providing overwhelming evidence that would expose Mills's theft, while ensuring comprehensive protection for both national security and personal intellectual property rights. Your military security documentation creates unbreakable evidence of intellectual property ownership and classification requirements, Major Patterson observed. Mills's confidence about acquisition completion was about to encounter federal security investigation and military legal enforcement that would expose every aspect of his unauthorized technology transfer scheme. The comprehensive evidence was revealing not just partnership violations, but systematic security crimes that warranted maximum federal enforcement and criminal prosecution. Have you ever discovered that military security protocols provided comprehensive protection against systematic intellectual property theft by civilian partners? Defense-grade documentation sometimes becomes essential for exposing sophisticated technology transfer schemes that threaten both personal rights and national security. The strategic legal response that Major Patterson and the federal security team developed required careful coordination between military legal assistance, federal counterintelligence investigation, and civilian intellectual property enforcement to maximize technology recovery while ensuring appropriate prosecution for Mills's systematic security violations and unauthorized technology transfer. Captain Hamilton, Mills's unauthorized transfer of classified defense algorithms creates exposure under federal security statutes, intellectual property laws, and international technology transfer regulations, Major Patterson explained during our comprehensive strategy session. The evidence you've compiled supports simultaneous military legal action and federal criminal investigation. The military legal assistance strategy focused on Mills's violations of partnership agreements and unauthorized use of classified development methods that warranted immediate intervention and technology recovery. Your partnership agreement includes specific provisions requiring military legal review before any technology transfer, Major Patterson noted. Mills's unauthorized acquisition negotiations violate explicit contractual protections for classified intellectual property. But the most immediate priority was preventing Mills from completing unauthorized technology transfer, while federal investigators built comprehensive cases for both security violations and criminal prosecution. We need emergency court intervention to prevent Mills from transferring additional classified technology while investigators examine the full scope of his security violations, Major Patterson recommended. The federal counterintelligence referral documentation I was preparing included comprehensive evidence of Mills's systematic technology theft, security violations, and fraudulent representations that warranted prosecution under federal security and espionage statutes. Mills's activities constitute multiple federal violations, including unauthorized technology transfer, security violations, and conspiracy to defraud defense agencies, Major Patterson explained. Meanwhile, I was coordinating with Pentagon security officers to conduct comprehensive damage assessment and technology recovery procedures while maintaining operational security for ongoing military missions. Major Patterson, Mills's technology transfer may have compromised classified defense methods that support current military operations, I noted through secure channels. The security implications extend beyond commercial intellectual property to active defense capabilities. The Defense Security Service investigation that began immediately after my report included comprehensive examination of Mills's access to classified information and potential compromise of active defense systems. Mills's unauthorized technology transfer may have exposed classified defense capabilities to foreign intelligence services through commercial acquisition channels, DSS investigator Colonel Patricia Rodriguez reported. The technical analysis I was conducting revealed that Mills's fraudulent acquisition documentation had exposed detailed specifications of classified encryption methods that supported active military communication networks. Mills's technical transfer documents contain algorithm specifications that reveal classified defense communication protocols, I documented. His unauthorized disclosure creates operational security risks for deployed military units. The FBI counterintelligence investigation was expanding to include tech-secure industries' knowledge of classified technology origins and their potential culpability in unauthorized defense technology acquisition. TechSecure's due diligence process should have identified the classified origins of Mills's algorithms, FBI agent Torres noted. Their acquisition negotiations may constitute conspiracy to acquire unauthorized defense technology. The Department of Commerce Bureau of Industry and Security was investigating potential violations of export administration regulations involving unauthorized transfer of defense-related technology to commercial entities. Mills's technology transfer may violate federal export control regulations that govern commercial use of defense-related algorithms, BIS investigator Sarah Davis reported. The comprehensive evidence compilation was supporting federal charges that could result in 20 to 30 years in prison, plus complete forfeiture of unauthorized technology and enhanced penalties for security violations. Mills's documented activities support federal charges under the Espionage Act, Economic Espionage Act, and Arms Export Control Act, Federal Prosecutor Jennifer Martinez explained. The international implications were also significant, as Mills's unauthorized technology transfer could affect NATO's cybersecurity protocols and allied defense communication systems. Mills's exposed algorithms support classified NATO communication networks, Pentagon security analyst Robert Wilson noted. His unauthorized commercial transfer creates security risks for international defense cooperation. The acquiring company's recognition of security violations was creating immediate pressure for acquisition reversal and comprehensive technology recovery. TechSecure is voluntarily reversing the acquisition after discovering the classified origins of Mills's technology, their legal counsel reported to federal investigators. The technology recovery process was identifying additional intellectual property that Mills had attempted to transfer without authorization, including classified development tools and security protocols. Mills's acquisition package included classified development software and security protocols that exceed the scope of commercially approved technology, I documented. But the most significant development was the Pentagon's recognition that my systematic documentation had prevented potential compromise of active defense systems while enabling comprehensive security investigation. Captain Hamilton's military documentation protocols prevented significant security compromise while providing comprehensive evidence for federal prosecution, Pentagon Security Director Colonel Mitchell noted. The coordinated federal response was ensuring that Mills's technology theft would result in both complete technology recovery and maximum criminal accountability while protecting ongoing defense operations. Multiple agency coordination ensures comprehensive security recovery while preventing additional unauthorized technology transfer, Major Patterson observed. Mills's systematic exploitation of my military deployment was about to encounter coordinated federal security enforcement that would expose the full scope of his crimes while ensuring appropriate protection for both personal intellectual property and national security interests. The evidence I had compiled through military protocols was enabling federal agencies to build comprehensive cases that addressed both individual fraud and broader security threats to defense capabilities. Have you ever required coordination between military legal assistance and federal security agencies to address systematic technology theft that threatened both personal property rights and national security? Sometimes military documentation protocols become essential for protecting both individual interests and broader defense capabilities. The coordinated federal investigation that began executing 8 weeks after my initial security report created immediate disruption to Mills's acquisition completion while exposing the systematic nature of his technology theft to multiple federal agencies, defense contractors, and international security partners who had been unaware of his unauthorized defense technology transfer. The emergency court intervention occurred when federal prosecutors presented comprehensive evidence of Mills's systematic security violations and unauthorized transfer of classified defense technology that posed ongoing risks to national security and allied defense systems. Mr. Mills is subject to immediate asset freezing and technology recovery orders pending resolution of federal security violations, Federal Judge Michael Rodriguez ruled after reviewing classified evidence packages. His unauthorized transfer of defense technology warrants immediate protective measures. Mills's response to the federal court orders revealed his growing panic as he realized that his technology theft had triggered multiple federal investigations and potential prosecution under espionage statutes. Mills's emergency legal motions show desperation about frozen assets and recognition that his technology transfer constitutes federal security crimes, Major Patterson observed. His legal strategy indicates understanding that criminal prosecution is inevitable. The TechSecure Industries acquisition reversal occurred immediately when their security team discovered that Mills had fraudulently transferred classified defense algorithms without proper government authorization or security clearance verification. TechSecure is immediately reversing the acquisition after discovering that Mills misrepresented the security classification and ownership of transferred technology, TechSecure General Counsel Robert Kim announced. We cannot proceed with acquisitions involving unauthorized defense technology. The acquisition reversal eliminated Mills's primary financial motivation for the technology theft, while creating additional evidence of fraudulent misrepresentation to commercial entities. Mills's false representations to TechSecure prove systematic fraud in addition to security violations, Federal Prosecutor Martinez noted. His commercial deception supports enhanced criminal charges. But the most damaging development was the Pentagon's damage assessment, revealing that Mills's unauthorized technology transfer had potentially compromised active defense communication systems used by deployed military units. Mills's exposed algorithms support classified communication networks currently used by forward-deployed units, Pentagon Security Assessment Director Colonel Patricia Stevens reported. His unauthorized disclosure creates immediate operational security risks. The international security implications were expanding as NATO cybersecurity officials identified potential compromise of Allied defense communication protocols that relied on the classified algorithms Mills had transferred. Mills's technology theft affects NATO classified communication systems that support multinational defense operations, International Security Coordinator Jennifer Walsh reported. The FBI counterintelligence investigation was revealing that Mills's technology transfer scheme had attracted attention from foreign intelligence services, seeking unauthorized access to U.S. defense capabilities. Mills's commercial negotiations created intelligence opportunities for foreign services monitoring U.S. defense technology transfers, FBI agent Torres reported. His unauthorized disclosure may have compromised classified capabilities to hostile intelligence agencies. The Defense Security Service investigation had identified additional security violations involving Mills's systematic access to classified development files during his partnership with me. Mills maintained unauthorized access to classified development documentation throughout the partnership period, DSS investigator Rodriguez noted. His systematic security violations extend beyond the recent acquisition to include ongoing unauthorized access to defense technology. Mills's attempts to hire experienced federal security attorneys were complicated by asset freezing orders and the classified nature of evidence that limited his legal team's access to case materials. Mills cannot access funds for specialized legal representation due to asset freezing, while the classified evidence limits his attorney's ability to review prosecution materials, asset recovery specialist Linda Thompson reported. The court appointed federal public defenders to represent Mills, but their initial case review revealed security violations so comprehensive that cooperation with federal investigators became their only viable strategy. The federal evidence against Mills includes classified materials that eliminate traditional defense strategies. Public defender Michael Torres stated, "Our focus must be on cooperation to minimize exposure under espionage statutes." But Mills's emotional breakdown during federal interrogation revealed the psychological pressure of facing potential espionage charges and decades of federal imprisonment. Mills broke down completely when federal agents presented evidence of his systematic security violations and potential espionage liability, Agent Torres reported. His confession included admission of fraudulent intent and recognition of security crimes. The cooperation provided federal investigators with detailed information about Mills's technology theft methods and identification of additional defense contractors who might be vulnerable to similar unauthorized technology transfer schemes. Mills's cooperation revealed systematic exploitation of military deployment schedules to facilitate unauthorized technology transfer, Prosecutor Martinez noted. His methods may affect other defense contractor relationships. The asset recovery process was identifying technology theft proceeds that Mills had used for personal investments and luxury purchases during his systematic fraud activities. Mills's personal assets include real estate and investment accounts that were acquired using proceeds from unauthorized technology transfer, Thompson calculated. But the most meaningful outcome for my military career was comprehensive validation of military security protocols and documentation methods that had prevented significant defense compromise while enabling complete technology recovery. Captain Hamilton's systematic security documentation prevented major defense compromise while providing comprehensive evidence for federal prosecution, Pentagon Security Review Board Chairman Colonel Wilson noted. The professional recognition I was receiving through ethical security reporting exceeded any financial benefits from the original partnership while establishing my reputation as an expert in defense technology protection. Hamilton's ethical handling of security violations demonstrates exactly the kind of professional integrity required for classified defense development, noted evaluation from Pentagon Cybersecurity Director Colonel Mitchell. Mills's systematic technology theft during my military deployment was about to result in comprehensive federal accountability while validating military security protocols and ethical reporting as essential protection for defense capabilities. The coordinated federal response had transformed Mills's sophisticated technology theft into complete exposure and criminal prosecution while protecting both personal intellectual property rights and national security interests. Have you ever seen systematic technology theft completely exposed through coordinated federal security enforcement that protected both individual property rights and national defense capabilities? Sometimes military security protocols provide comprehensive protection that exceeds civilian legal safeguards while ensuring appropriate criminal accountability. The comprehensive resolution of Mills's technology theft case occurred within 12 months of my initial security report, delivering complete intellectual property recovery, enhanced security clearance status, and federal criminal accountability that exceeded initial expectations, while establishing new protocols for protecting defense-related technology from unauthorized commercial transfer. Mills's guilty plea on all federal charges included systematic security violations, unauthorized technology transfer, espionage, and fraud that resulted in a 15-year federal prison sentence, plus complete forfeiture of stolen intellectual property and enhanced penalties for security crimes. Mr. Mills's unauthorized transfer of classified defense technology represents a serious violation of national security and federal law, Federal Judge Patricia Stevens stated during sentencing. His exploitation of military deployment schedules to steal defense algorithms warrants maximum punishment under federal security statutes. The criminal conviction required Mills to forfeit all personal assets, including real estate, investment accounts, and business interests that had been acquired using proceeds from systematic technology theft. Mills's asset forfeiture ensures complete victim recovery, plus enhanced penalties that reflect the national security implications of his technology theft, Asset Recovery Specialist Thompson reported. The comprehensive recovery exceeds original theft amounts due to federal security penalties. But beyond financial recovery, Mills's prosecution created Department of Defense recognition of systematic security documentation as essential protection against unauthorized technology transfer by civilian partners and contractors. Hamilton's military security protocols provided the evidentiary foundation for the most successful defense technology theft prosecution in federal court history, Pentagon Security Director Colonel Mitchell noted. His systematic approach to classified development documentation should be adopted by all defense contractors working with classified technology. The professional opportunities that resulted from my ethical handling of Mills's security violations exceeded anything our original partnership could have provided. Hamilton Defense Technologies, the veteran-owned cybersecurity firm I established using intellectual property recovery and enhanced security clearance status, was attracting defense contractor clients who valued proven integrity and comprehensive security protocol compliance. Douglas's exposure of systematic technology theft demonstrates exactly the kind of security integrity we need for classified defense development projects, noted client testimonial from Defense Contractor Alliance CEO Jennifer Adams. The cybersecurity consulting practice was generating annual revenue of $680,000 while providing professional satisfaction that focused on advanced defense applications rather than commercial market development and security violation investigation. Independent defense contracting with comprehensive security protocols allows complete control over classified development integrity and client protection, I reflected during military technology conferences. The former Pentagon colleagues who joined Hamilton Defense Technologies as senior consultants represented validation that my security expertise and ethical standards created more value than Mills's commercial market strategies. Douglas's systematic approach to defense technology security and ethical business practices provide reliability and security clearance capabilities that justify premium defense contractor rates, explained personnel metrics showing recruitment of 6 senior military cybersecurity specialists. The speaking opportunities at defense technology conferences and cybersecurity seminars were generating additional revenue while establishing my reputation as an expert in classified technology protection and unauthorized transfer prevention. Hamilton's experience demonstrates how comprehensive security documentation can expose and prevent systematic defense technology theft, observed conference organizer Robert Wilson. The Department of Defense had implemented enhanced security oversight recommendations based on Mills's technology theft case, creating new standards for preventing unauthorized commercial transfer of classified defense technology. Hamilton's security protocols have become model practices for defense contractors seeking to prevent technology theft while maintaining classified development capabilities, DoD Security Compliance Director Lisa Chen noted. Mills's complete professional destruction served as defense industry-wide warning about the consequences of systematic technology theft and the importance of ethical security practices during classified development projects. The Mills prosecution sends clear messages throughout the defense contractor community about federal enforcement capabilities for technology theft and security violations, legal analyst Patricia Newman observed. But the most meaningful outcome was validation of military security protocols and systematic documentation as reliable protection against technology theft during deployment periods and classified development projects. Mills's prosecution proves that comprehensive security documentation and ethical defense contracting create sustainable competitive advantages, I observed during ethics workshops. The Pentagon recognition I received for security violation reporting and classified technology protection had generated consulting opportunities and strategic partnerships that exceeded the financial benefits of traditional civilian partnerships. Hamilton's ethical handling of technology theft demonstrates defense security integrity that attracts both government contracts and industry collaboration opportunities, defense industry consultant Sarah Davis noted. The enhanced security clearance status I had achieved through ethical reporting was providing access to advanced classified projects and consulting opportunities that reflected superior professional capabilities. Hamilton Defense Technologies' proven security capabilities and comprehensive classified development expertise provide access to the most advanced defense cybersecurity projects, client testimonial showed. The comprehensive legal victory had demonstrated that military security protocols and ethical reporting provided more reliable technology protection than civilian partnership agreements based on convenience rather than verified security standards. Professional competence in classified security protocols creates competitive advantages that transcend individual partnership arrangements, I noted during defense contractor seminars. Mills's systematic technology theft during my military deployment had inadvertently created opportunities for enhanced defense contracting independence, professional recognition, and meaningful security work that exceeded anything our original civilian partnership could have achieved. Sometimes the most systematic technology betrayal creates catalysts for independent success and enhanced security standards, I reflected during professional development workshops. The security documentation methods that had exposed Mills's technology theft were being adopted by defense contractors while generating ongoing consultation revenue and Pentagon recognition. Hamilton's classified technology protection protocols provide comprehensive security against unauthorized transfer while supporting legitimate defense development operations, noted licensing agreement with Defense Contractor Security Association. Mills's attempt to steal classified defense technology while exploiting my military service had ultimately created opportunities for enhanced defense contracting independence, professional leadership, and meaningful security work that exceeded anything traditional civilian partnerships could have provided. The systematic approach to classified technology protection that had defeated Mills's theft scheme was providing sustainable competitive advantages that attracted the most advanced defense cybersecurity projects available to veteran-owned security firms. Have you ever discovered that military security protocols could transform attempted technology theft into opportunities for enhanced defense contracting success and professional recognition? Sometimes, comprehensive classified documentation becomes the foundation for independent success that exceeds traditional partnership benefits. Standing in the secure development facility of Hamilton Defense Technologies 18 months after Mills's conviction and imprisonment, I reflected on how his systematic theft of classified algorithms during my Kuwait deployment had inadvertently transformed my career from civilian partnership management to industry leadership in defense cybersecurity and classified technology protection. The veteran-owned cybersecurity firm had grown to generate $820,000 in annual revenue while serving Department of Defense clients who valued proven integrity and comprehensive security protocol compliance above traditional commercial cybersecurity approaches. The 6,400 square foot SGIF certified facility accommodated classified development capabilities and comprehensive security consultation services that supported both routine defense contractor projects and specialized classified cybersecurity initiatives that had become my professional specialty through Pentagon recognition and enhanced security clearance status. Working with a defense contractor who prioritizes systematic security documentation and ethical classified development provides confidence and security clearance reliability that eliminates concerns about unauthorized technology transfer, noted senior security engineer Patricia Lynch, a former NSA cryptologist who had joined our team. The defense cybersecurity practice I had established was generating substantially higher income than my original civilian partnership, while providing professional satisfaction that focused on advanced classified applications and national security protection rather than commercial market development and technology theft prevention. Hamilton Defense Technology's systematic approach to classified development and ethical security practices provides comprehensive protection that exceeds traditional defense contractor security standards. Client testimonial from Pentagon Cybersecurity Acquisition Director Colonel Michael Torres noted, "The business expansion that had resulted from Mills's prosecution, combined with Pentagon recognition for security violation reporting, had created professional opportunities that exceeded anything achievable through traditional civilian cybersecurity partnerships." Douglas's transformation from theft victim to defense industry security leader demonstrates how systematic integrity and comprehensive classified documentation create lasting competitive advantages in the defense sector, Defense Technology Quarterly observed. But the most significant achievement was Pentagon recognition that established me as the definitive expert in classified technology protection and systematic security documentation for defense cybersecurity applications. Hamilton's experience provides unique insights into preventing and detecting classified technology theft that threatens both individual contractor rights and broader national security capabilities, Defense Security Review noted. The Department of Defense Cybersecurity Directorate had requested my participation in developing enhanced classified technology protection standards and security violation prevention protocols that would protect defense contractors from systematic technology theft. Hamilton's security documentation methods and technology theft detection expertise provide essential guidance for strengthening classified development oversight throughout the defense industrial base, Pentagon Security Policy Committee Chair Colonel David Martinez explained. Annual speaking engagements at defense technology conferences, classified cybersecurity seminars, and professional security workshops were generating supplemental income of $125,000 while reinforcing my expertise in systematic classified documentation and ethical defense contracting. Hamilton's systematic approach to classified technology protection and security violation prevention has become the industry standard for defense contractors working with sensitive cybersecurity applications, Defense Contractor Association President Jennifer Adams observed. Mills's 15-year federal prison sentence had concluded with complete intellectual property forfeiture, permanent exclusion from defense industry employment, and ongoing restitution obligations that would continue throughout his incarceration period. Mills's systematic technology theft resulted in the most comprehensive classified development prosecution in federal court history, Prosecutor Martinez noted. His case demonstrates that unauthorized transfer of defense technology carries severe criminal consequences that cannot be avoided through sophisticated commercial coordination schemes. But Mills's prosecution had also created enhanced protection for defense industry technology integrity by establishing legal precedents that strengthened classified development enforcement and professional security oversight capabilities. The Mills prosecution clarified federal enforcement capabilities for systematic classified technology theft and established deterrent effects throughout the defense contractor community, legal analyst Robert Kim observed. The classified development methodologies I had created and refined through Mills's technology theft exposure were generating licensing revenue from defense contractors who needed proven security protection frameworks while ensuring proper classified handling and ethical oversight. Hamilton's classified protection protocols provide comprehensive security against unauthorized technology transfer while supporting legitimate defense development operations and optimal national security outcomes, noted licensing agreement with Defense Industrial Security Network. The professional reputation I had built through ethical security crisis management was attracting strategic consultation opportunities with major defense organizations who valued demonstrated integrity and systematic classified technology protection expertise. Hamilton Defense Technology's proven security standards and comprehensive classified development capabilities make them ideal partners for the most sensitive cybersecurity initiatives and technology protection programs. explained consulting agreement with Pentagon-based defense consortium. Looking back on Mills's systematic betrayal and attempted theft of classified defense algorithms, I realized that his sophisticated technology fraud had inadvertently created opportunities for professional growth, Pentagon recognition, and defense contracting success that exceeded anything traditional civilian cybersecurity partnerships could have provided. Sometimes the most comprehensive classified technology theft becomes the catalyst for professional development and Pentagon recognition that transforms entire career trajectories into defense industry leadership, I observed during defense technology leadership conferences. The systematic security documentation that had exposed Mills's technology violations was serving as the foundation for expanded consultation services that helped other defense contractors prevent classified technology theft while maintaining ethical development standards and security clearance compliance. Mills's theft attempt validated the commercial value of systematic classified protection while creating legal precedents that enhanced defense industry-wide technology security, I noted during professional development workshops. The comprehensive legal victory had demonstrated that military security protocols and ethical reporting provided more reliable technology protection than civilian partnership relationships based on convenience rather than verified security standards and clearance requirements. Professional competence in systematic classified protection and ethical defense contracting creates sustainable competitive advantages that transcend individual partnership arrangements or commercial market strategies, I explained during Pentagon security presentations. Mills's attempt to steal classified defense technology while exploiting my military deployment had ultimately strengthened my professional position while creating consultation opportunities and Pentagon recognition that established Hamilton Defense Technologies as the Southwest's leading advocate for ethical defense contracting and comprehensive classified technology protection. The people who attempt to exploit military service members' deployments through systematic classified technology theft sometimes end up creating opportunities for their victims to achieve greater success through validated security expertise and comprehensive Pentagon recognition, I reflected during defense industry leadership seminars. The experience had proven that professional competence in systematic security documentation and ethical classified development could transform attempted technology theft into enhanced defense contracting success and Pentagon authority that exceeded original civilian partnership compensation arrangements. Mills's systematic classified technology fraud had inadvertently provided the foundation for building Pentagon recognition, professional leadership, and defense contracting expansion that represented the most successful and meaningful period in my 15-year cybersecurity career. Professional relationships built on systematic security integrity and classified protection standards prove more durable and valuable than civilian partnerships based on convenient commercial arrangements or market strategies that can be compromised through unauthorized technology transfer activities. The defense cybersecurity firm that had emerged from Mills's attempted theft was generating higher revenue, enhanced Pentagon recognition, and more meaningful security relationships than anything traditional civilian partnerships could have achieved. Have you discovered that military security protocols and ethical classified development can transform attempted technology theft into opportunities for professional growth and Pentagon recognition? Sometimes, the most sophisticated classified technology fraud becomes the foundation for building enhanced competitive advantages through validated security expertise and comprehensive defense industry authority. If this story of systematic security documentation and defense technology protection resonated with you, please hit that subscribe button to Revenge Tales with Luke. Share your experiences with technology theft and classified development protection in the comments below. Your story might help someone else who's facing similar challenges with systematic intellectual property fraud and partnership exploitation during military deployments. See you in our next story.